What's up, everybody? Vaughn here with Unlimited Freedom, and I am super, super excited today because I have my upline and somebody that I have been following for some time now. He's an awesome dude. Bank of Jharol is here, and he has been gracious enough to give me the opportunity to to interview him and to get to pick his brain a little bit. So guys, if you have not heard of Bank of Jharol, make sure that you go to his channel, subscribe, like his videos, and watch it, because when I watch this guy's videos, I go to work. When I turn on Bank of Jharol's videos, I've got a notepad, right? And I sit there and just take notes on the different platforms that he talks about. Any of the platforms that jump out to me, I study them, I listen to him, I go and I click his link, I go study the platform. And if it looks good, boom, I jump into it. And since I've been doing that, guys, I've been seeing a lot of great growth and really some exponential growth with a lot of these companies that are coming out. Don't miss the boat on this, guys, just because there's haters out there, right? Make sure that you do your own due diligence, do your own research. And yeah, so Jharol, man, thank you for coming. I
Thanks for
appreciate you
having
showing
me,
up.
man. Of course, man. I'm blessed to be here, man. I'm excited to be on the channel, and I'm excited. You got me juiced up just hearing your story, man. Not everybody just goes to work. You know what I'm saying? And that's
Right.
kind of how I saw it when I was looking at some of the people I was watching when I first started my journey. I just went to work, man. So it's encouraging. It's inspiring to me to know that there are other people that feel just like me out in the space. We're ready to go to work, and you're seeing success. That's another thing.
Well,
We love to see it.
absolutely, man. And on top of that, I don't need necessarily somebody to hold my hand, right? I just
Woo.
need somebody to show me the tools, lay out the kit of tools,
Yep.
let me look at the tools, and then,
Yep.
hey, if I like it, I'm gonna pick those tools up and I'm gonna start working, right?
That's right.
And so I've never been the type of person to want to, bother an upline or call an upline 24/7.
Yeah.
And I've even gotten some hate for that. I'm like, dude, if you can't even figure out a small thing, then
Mhm.
this is really probably not going to be a good fit,
That's right.
right? Because this stuff is, you got to have some knowledge coming into this,
That's right.
right? And so anyway, let me go ahead and I want to jump into the interview questions
Let's
here,
do it.
man.
Let's do it.
Let's start by talking a little bit about your history,
Yeah.
right? So kind of, where did you grow up? What careers have you been involved in? And who are you, man?
Yeah.
Who is Bank of Jharol?
Yeah. So of course, my government, right? My name is Jharol Smith. I was born in the DC area. I've been living in the DMV all my life. My roots do come from the South. My mother's from Georgia. My father's from Mississippi, and kind of just grew up understanding what those areas brought and why I'm here in the DMV and not down there. On top of that, I'm 30 years old now, so I still consider myself a young man. I'm still growing in this space. When I started in this space, of course, I was around 28, but um, I've had a multitude of jobs. I started off in network marketing when I was 19. So 10 years of that kind of training. And even to this day, what we do right now, as you see the correlation if you know anything about network marketing. But on top of that, I've been a porta john driver, right? I've cleaned porta johns. I've done non-emergency transportation, taking people to dialysis. That was my job right before the pandemic. And my mother's a quadriplegic, so I kind of really excelled in that job. I had a different type of care for my clients in that job, so that was hard to stop doing. But the pandemic kind of made us all do some shifts, right? So I'm a college athlete. I played college baseball. I played high school football and baseball. So I still try to keep myself in decent shape. And I just fell in love with the possibilities of the space, man. My first platforms were in the hype category, right? The ones that we see that are out here doing crazy percentages, but not for very long. And I went through the school of hard knocks in this space. I lost some money. I've lost tens of thousands of dollars. Dare I say hundreds of thousands of dollars in this space. But the opportunity that, and as you've seen it as well, the opportunity to make way more than we've lost is here. It's happening. It's going on right now. And I just latched onto this thing, continue to stay consistent, and use some of the training that I had in the network marketing sector and just in life. I'm understanding that people want transparency. People want somebody that's going to keep it real and take the good with the bad and the bad with the good. So that's where that's what's got me here. A culmination of all that. I'm also a musician. I don't talk about that that much, but it is the thing that takes my time away from the YouTube. If I'm not doing YouTube, I'm usually doing something music related at a rehearsal, or that's my other full-time professional job. So I've just been blessed, man. And this space has really allowed a lot of financial freedom to be more of the topic of conversation for not just me and my peers, but my family, man. It's just been an encouraging journey. I'm so excited about it. So excited.
Couple of big takeaways from that. Okay. One is that you have a heart for others, right? And a lot of times people who are successful in these types of things are, they're more able to take certain risks because they see the benefit of how they could impact their family, how they could help their family. I'm also a very oriented person. And many times when I think about gaining wealth and increasing wealth, I think about what it means for my mom, what it means for my dad, what it means for family members who might need me. It's a good feeling to say, hey, man, do you need $25,000? Here you go. Pay me back when you can. You know what I mean? And that there's really, really something to be said for that. I'm also a sports fan myself. I've been I've been into music as well. Right now I play I just play guitar for a local church.
That's awesome.
But hey, you know what I mean? It's just one of those things where there's a lot of creativity in that, and it takes a lot of creativity to be able to see the vision for a lot of these platforms.
Oh, yeah, man.
Now, I've also lost money, right? But the big takeaway, what I want you guys to take away from this is that I have gained so much more than I've lost. It's the idea, it's like you're making a little purchase into your future.
Yes.
Right? You don't give up, you don't stop. And then when those nice hits come in, like recently my Vortic United has exploded and I jumped 2 ranks just like that. And you can't do that unless you take a risk.
That's right.
Right. And so that's the whole idea of doing this. I didn't, I've got 200 subscribers on this channel. I didn't know if Jharol was even going to answer my email. Because he's a busy guy. He's got a nice big platform.
Yeah.
But man, so happy that you did that. And just once again, great stuff there. So 2 takeaways from that, guys. This is not about being selfish. This is about helping others. And then number 2, guys, you have to have some skin in the game. And if you watch Jharol and you watch myself, you're looking at people who have already taken some hits for you.
That's right.
So that means you don't have to take them. You can watch us, you can see what we succeeded at and what we didn't. So that way you'll be set up for success. So I just want to ask you, listen, I first heard of Bitcoin back in 2010. Okay. I'm an 80s baby, so I was around for the crash back at the end of the 80s. I was also around for the 2008 housing market crisis. So I've been through a few different things. And unfortunately, I didn't get Bitcoin when it first came out. I didn't buy any, so I'm just one of those guys that kind of could have, but just didn't, I didn't see it. And so were you an early comer to cryptocurrency?
I was not. And funny story, in 2010, I was graduating high school, right? And I didn't know much about what my financial future was going to look like at all. I wasn't even really much thinking about it. My thing was, trying to get to college and figuring out whether I wanted to play ball in college or, and then of course, shortly after I started playing ball in college is when network marketing was exposed to me. So I went a different direction, but my first purchase of Bitcoin was, I'd probably say about 2016. I had my own apartment then, and my dad was trying to get me to see different things like he's a big XRP fan. This is my father, right? This is a person he's in his 60s now, but at the time he was in the upper 50s. And I use that story to say, age ain't nothing but a number when it comes to this crypto thing. because he
True.
was trying to get me to see it. And I was like, Dad, I don't think I'm very much interested in cryptocurrency. It's not like, is it like real money? What everyone
Right.
usually says, is this really something I can use for money? So I had bought some. I bought maybe like $600 worth of Bitcoin in 2016 on Coinbase, and I held it for about 3 weeks because I had to pay bills. So I thought it was like, I can hold it. I can hold it. Next thing you know, I got a bill I got to pay, and I don't have enough money to pay it. So, but what it did teach me though was I could buy crypto, and then I could cash it out and put it in my bank account again. So it became something that in my mind was real at that point, right? Because if I had bought the crypto and then I couldn't cash it out, I'm sitting there I still got a bill to pay, but I was able to cash it out and pay that bill. So that was my kind of intro to crypto. Very short lived. It didn't last until, where we are now, right? I didn't get reinvigorated about crypto until the pandemic happened in probably about 2021, that time frame. So with that being said, I definitely was not in 2010. And if I would have kept I think crypto at the time I bought it was like $3,500 Bitcoin was. And if I would have held it, I might have got a bigger play into the space, but everything happens for a reason. And I definitely I have a hard time holding it because I'm usually putting it in something else.
Absolutely,
you know how that goes. So
yeah.
But yeah, I missed it too, bro. We both missed it. But we're here now, right?
So with buying and selling, there were people who just became crypto millionaires because they had bought early. But then what they did is they tried to ride it out when it started falling back down. And then a lot of people actually lost out with that. So just very important to know how to buy and know when to buy, when to sell. And that just comes with experience.
That's right.
Right. That just comes with time,
right.
And so some of these things, there's no kind of easy way around it. We'll be here to kind of explain what we're doing. But at the same time, there's no teacher like practice. I mean, that's just so, you mentioned your dad. My dad's a baby boomer.
Yeah.
Okay. He's just starting to text. Right. And when he texts a smiley face, it's a blushing face.
Yeah.
So think about my older masculine dad, right? And he's texting blushy smiley just because he doesn't know.
He doesn't know. Yeah.
He doesn't
It looks
fully,
like a smile. Good enough.
right,
They
right.
get the point. Yeah.
He doesn't fully get how to use it, and then but he's interested in crypto.
Yeah.
Right. He's interested in crypto, but he'll say something like, well, what is the blockchain? Or, what is, where do I have my Bitcoin? I mean, can I hold it in my hand? Yeah. Things like that. I mean, how would you explain to a baby boomer, so somebody who's born from 1946 to 1964, if you had to just explain it to them, what would you say?
In all honesty, it would be very hard for me to do it. I would probably say, hey, look, let me get you on the phone with my dad.
That's right.
That's what I would do. Let me just because the amount of knowledge that it takes to play in the space that we're in, it doesn't take that much knowledge about blockchain and cryptocurrencies as a whole. You really just got to know about wallet addresses, copy and paste, different things. So I would use lingo that they may understand, right? Copy and paste is something that they may understand from the computer world if they ever got into that. If they never got into that, that'd be tough, right? Because we got to at least know how to copy a whole wallet address and it not freak you out trying to make sure that you got every digit correct. There's a level of trust that has to be there with the process, but I do believe that there is a way to teach them. I'm still trying to figure that out, me personally, because, just trying to get my dad is already hip to the game, but some of my older aunts and uncles and people that I'd love to share this with them, but I still haven't learned exactly how to share it with them. Only thing I might use percentages, right? Because of the space that we're in, I may make a comparison to what they're used to in the banking world. So, hey, you understand that this CD or this entity right here that used to do this percentage, did you know that there are other things out here? We may have to use Bitcoin or different cryptocurrencies to fund them, but the percentage points are a little bit more impressive. But on the other side of that, you talk about risk, right? So they know about the casino. Okay. So,
Yeah.
hey, Pops, have you ever taken money to the casino that you needed for rent or
Right.
mortgage or your car note?
Right.
Same thing applies here. The casino is playland. We go in there with play money. We hope that we win, but we understand we don't go and raise hell if we don't,
That's right.
because that's the casino. So I would try to tie in some things that they may know about and then make some comparisons in that way. And I really just thought of that just now.
That's actually a great
Just
idea.
trying to critical think, but it's going to be tough for some people to understand, and I get it. But I do believe that the more awareness that there is out there, the more people in that demographic willing to take that chance and learn, the more opportunity that there is for others to learn. And I've even told my father, I said, look, you understand this thing and you may be able to tie and reach a different demographic than I would ever be able to. Maybe you should consider putting yourself out there a little bit more, maybe start a YouTube channel. He's talked about it. So we're still dripping on that. But I still believe that every demographic above 18, of course, can take advantage of these opportunities and have some level of success and start to understand how crypto works, how to transact crypto. And then after that, if your interest is high enough, then we can start talking about blockchain technology. Because I know me personally, my interest hasn't even been high enough to start learning much about the intricate details of that. I just really want to show people how they can start making a passive income in a new, kind of unconventional, less traditional way, but it's still working. I know that's a long-winded answer, but I think that would be where I start. That would definitely be where I start. Just trying to tie in things they know and make some comparisons.
There's a lot of good ideas there. Especially, this idea of being smart about your money, right?
Yes.
You don't want to get into a cryptocurrency platform or any type of high risk investment, with the large majority of your money. No, you want to
Right.
be able, you got to break it up, 10% here,
Yep.
the 15, 15, 15 rule. And,
Yes.
basically, um, I get down to my last little bit of money, and then I'm saying, okay, and this is money that I can afford to do some high risk investing, and I
Right.
go and buy a package from Crypto Program, and
Yeah.
it's exciting because I know that, hey, even if this thing shut its doors tomorrow,
Yep.
I'm gonna be okay.
Yep.
But what if it doesn't?
Oh
I
man.
mean, these types of returns our parents never had, man,
Yep.
because these
Yep.
these types of returns used to be only for the super rich.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be able to get into an opportunity like these with $500. No,
That's
you would
right.
have to have a million or
Yeah.
500,000,
Yeah.
right? And so what that did was it protected the rich and it shut out, those who were trying to be upward mobile and get into
That's right.
something like that. They said,
That's
no,
right.
you want your money, you're going to have to do some labor,
Yep.
right? But now, because of these types of platforms, it's opened up to everybody. And so
Yes.
that's why I think it's just, man, it's so important that, I mean, I just know what somebody like my dad could do if he invested, into one of these and
Yep.
just really saw
Yep.
the growth. So I'll tell you what I'm doing is I'm helping him.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
I got him for his birthday this year. I got him a Vortic United account
Yep.
and I helped him fund it.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And so
Yeah, man.
that's
I
that.
and from my dad, I have a similar helping story, and I like to tell the story because it's a testament to what the space can do. And it's nothing to brag or anything like that. But my father, with everything that he's meant to my whole family, right? Him being the person that introduced me to not Novatech, but the space in general, right? A few months back, of course, when Novatech was working and doing everything in the pace that it was for so long, I was able
Mhm.
to gift him $100,000 into the President's Club as
That's
something
awesome.
that was just a give back thank you for everything that he's done in helping us, helping me my whole life. And this space allowed me and provided me the opportunity to do something like that. So when you talk about helping your father and getting his first platforms and different stuff like that, um, it just speaks to the heart of what we're trying to do. We're out here working, we're out here putting ourselves out there. And I know as your channel continues to grow, you're gonna start experiencing some of the things that I've seen The trolls and all those people, the naysayers,
I'm sure, yeah.
they'll be ready to have a conversation with you, brother. But just what we've been able to do for our families, and then helping the people that need that help see what this can do for them. Like you said, our parents have never seen returns like this. I was at, and I don't mean to bring this name into the conversation, but the Bernie Madoff documentary on Netflix, right? I was watching that just to kind of see, because I wasn't paying attention. I just heard the name over and over. And of course, in our space, people use his name all the time, right? Just to kind of say that this is a scam and that's a scam. Yeah. That word gets overused.
Exactly.
But they were getting excited about, like, 10 and 13% a year. You know what I'm saying? Crypto programs do 25% a month.
A month, man.
Like, what? So, it's what a time to be alive. That's all I can say. What a time to be alive.
Yeah. And, you don't want to miss out.
That's right.
You know what I mean? You don't want to, like, this train is going, and it's here. And these things are, one of the things I love about you is that you're an early adapter. Yeah. Right. And so I try to follow people like you, because, as you know, you've been in MLM. We all know that the 5 people that we have closest around us, we're going to be the 6th.
That's right.
So if you're hanging out with 5 losers, you probably be the 6th loser.
That's
if you're hanging out with 5 winners, you'll probably be the 6th.
That's right.
And so I love to follow early adapters, because when you get in early, then you secure your space, and then all the people who come in after you can profit from that. Yes. Right. And so it's really a great opportunity when it comes to that. Now, well, you've pretty much kind of answered this already, but how do you feel about direct sales or multi-level marketing in general? And then what do you think makes the crypto space unique when it comes to MLM?
So I always believed that MLM was a great idea. I got my start in a company that worked with deregulated energy. So, it wasn't the lotion and potion deal, but I understand there's a need and want for different things. But I always loved the ability to be able to say, hey, here's a service. Not only can you provide a good service, but you can help others make money providing that same service. Right. And I love the community economics aspect around it, the camaraderie around being able to do business with your friends and family. Those of you that just showed interest or had a like mind. So I've always loved the model. I love the training. It's I was just talking to my buddy Darren on the call before this one, and I was telling him, people get a lot of flack in the MLM industry, but the training that we receive is top notch. It prepares us for the world of entrepreneurship, dealing with objections, how to follow up with people, being persistent but not overbearing, understanding that people will usually say no because they don't know, right? They'll just shut you out.
Yeah.
And I received a lot of flack. I was a young man just trying to share with people a good opportunity, and people stopped talking to me. They just be like, every time Jharol comes around, all he wants to do is talk about that new opportunity. I'm like, well, it's changed my life, and y'all keep asking me for money. So we're going to have to have a compromise here. Y'all going to have to listen to me a little bit more. So the ones that were still able and willing to listen to me, they're the ones that are still with me today. They're helping me with a lot of things, asking me questions that I don't feel like answering. But of course, they make me answer because they're my close people. I love the MLM industry. I really do. And it's not just because of the industry itself. It's just because of what it's helped me to become over the last 10 years. So what I believe, though, is different between the MLM industry and what we're doing is in the MLM industry, I had to pretty much get the people that signed up under me to duplicate my efforts. Right. I had to make 10 of me.
Oh,
right?
My gosh, yes.
And that was damn near impossible.
It's hard.
Because, we're all unique and wonderfully made, and we're all different. But I just couldn't get them to be as charismatic, or I couldn't get them to do cold calls and pick up the phone and not feel some type of way about making 30 calls in a day. That sucks. But sometimes you got to just power through and do it. Of course, I was able to do it. Some of them were not. But what this space allows us all to do is it allows us to not necessarily have to duplicate our efforts to have success. And instead of making money for selling something, right, we're making money because we're helping people make money.
Correct.
And that is what, just for me, it made perfect sense. It's like, okay, I don't have to convince you that a couple cents off your energy bill is going to save your life. I don't have to convince you that this lotion from Mary Kay is going to, guarantee that you'll never be ashy again. Like, I don't have to make false promises or anything like that. I can keep it 100% real. Say, hey, look, you don't have to do this if you don't want to. Matter of fact, I'm not telling none of y'all to do anything. I'm just showing you what I'm doing. And that allowed, and I'm sure you've seen this, that allows us to take more advantage of the attraction marketing portion of what network marketing was. We don't have to have the flashy Lambos and all that different stuff yet. We work up to that if that's what we want. But if we can show people how we can make money with our own money, not needing any of them, that empowers them to feel like, okay, well, I don't got to go share this with people. But here's what ends up happening. When they have success, they can't help themselves. It was the same way with network marketing. When they had success, whether they thought they were a salesperson or not, they couldn't help themselves but share, because they felt inside that it was a good opportunity. And you don't get the gumption, you don't get the gall to start sharing things unless you truly believe that what it's doing for you is something that can help somebody else. And I think that's what brought us both here. We experienced from firsthand experience before we even decided to take the YouTube journey. We said, hey, look, I'm gonna test this for myself for a while. Let's see how this goes. Right. I wasn't out here sharing all the things that I was doing, anything like that. I was just putting my own money where my mouth was to my own self. Right. I was telling myself where my mouth was telling myself. And then just seeing the results, being able to do withdrawals, seeing it in my wallet, all these different things that I needed to see first before I said, okay, look, now I think we can start changing some people's lives outside of the folks that are around me every day that are probably tired of hearing me talk anyway.
Yeah. And it opens up a door for people who really are interested in this stuff to come and find us and to check out, what we're doing. And obviously those who are just have zero interest, they're just going to click away. Right. They're not going to. And so there's a great thing with that. It was about a year ago. I was a little bit burnt out just with making all the sales calls and doing all this different, these different things that you have to do, working with people. And, you got to go through the no's to get to the yeses. And, all of that we learn from sales just in general. So, and I was trying to learn how to become a trader. And man, that some people don't have any interest in learning how to become a trader. And if you don't, that's totally cool. It's like, I have no interest in learning how to do Google AdWords, right? Like Edson Barty, he's like a mastermind at that, but I've got no interest in learning that. So I'm glad that I can profit from what he's doing.
That's right.
And it took me a long time to, with trading, you have to develop a strategy. You're going to lose a lot of money. You got to have a lot of patience. It's a lot of hard work. And I just wanted to chill out for a while. So I took a few $1,000s and put it into this Novatech company that I had heard about. And I didn't have to share it with anybody. I didn't have to pick up the phone. Right. But a week after week, these bonuses were coming in. And then, of course, naturally, I started hooking people up with it, because it's not even like I'm sharing. It's like, dude, you're doing this. Come here, man. You know what I mean? Like, this is you are doing this, man, because this thing is awesome. And it's like you said, with the lotions and the potions, man, you're under the gun, because if you don't sell, you don't eat.
That's right.
And so people can feel that energy. But when you're happy, when you're joyful, when you're making money, and it's a totally different type of energy. Right. And so I totally concur with what you're saying there. Now on this channel, I want to talk about a lot of different things. One of the things that I've talked about is scams. I made a video about the top 10 scams in history, things of that nature, just because I get so tired of people throwing that word around. And they don't even really know what it means, right? And they don't have like legitimate real scams to compare to what they're just calling a scam. So when we get into this, we want to talk about the scam objection, right? I mean, but personally, I think the word is way overused.
Yep.
And like I said, many people don't even know the definition. So
Yep.
what would you say to somebody who's excited, they're thinking about jumping on the platform, but they have this fear that it might be a scam?
Yep.
How would you address that?
Well, the first thing I would say is if you're scared that it's going to be a scam, then you probably just shouldn't do it. I've just gotten to that place. I'm not interested in convincing anybody that this is going to work for you, especially when I'm a person that jumps out there and puts my own money where my mouth is. So when I have that stance and people say, "Oh, I'm so excited about a crypto program, but I'm worried that it's going to be a scam," right?
Yeah.
Well, all we can do is provide as much information as we can about what it's doing, what it has done, and what we hope it to do in the future. And if that doesn't line up with what or if it doesn't alleviate the fear for you, then it's best to not be in it, because what you're going to do is you're going to try to find every little thing in this platform that you can compare to something that was a scam. And then you're going to be in your head about it all the time. And you need to understand that you never want to put anything into these platforms that you don't want to lose, right? If you're afraid to lose it, keep it.
Yeah.
Because once it leaves your wallet, it's not yours anymore.
It's gone.
It's gone.
It's gone.
So, and people think it's like they think we're just saying it just to say it, but there's a mindset behind not putting more than you're willing to lose. Of course, we all want to win. All of us want to win. All of us want to make money off of what we deposited. And that causes us to make maybe more deposits in the future after our trust level gains a little bit more.
Right.
But the psychology behind it is I'm willing to lose it for the possibility of gaining.
Correct.
Right? But you have to start with being willing to lose it. And if you're not there yet, then you have to get there first before you make a deposit. That's what I would say. So, no rush. You don't have to join right now. And if it turns out to be something that was a scam or whatever you want to call it, it went down, then you saved yourself, right? You also may have missed out on an opportunity for a little while, but if that's what you were worried about and that's what you wanted to see it do, then you got what you wanted, right? But you also could have missed out on something big for yourself. So like I said, not to get too deep into that, but I don't spend a whole lot of time trying to convince people whether it's a scam or not. Especially when, folks like us, we do a little research prior hand, and we're usually seeing it from someone that has been in it, or we've been a part of things that we've seen go away. So we understand what some red flags are and different things of that nature. So there's my dog back there barking, but yeah, that's what I would say. If you're worried about that kind of thing, then just hold off. This may not be for you. This may not be the space for you, because you're going to see some things that are new. Like you might see the website go away for a hot second. I don't need you calling my phone talking about, is this done? Like I have a buddy of mine, right? He's one of those people that I help them get their account started, right? And you know how we help people, because we've been blessed, right? So we sponsor, right? And it's for the real close people that we want to get to see what this space can do. But this person and these people are usually people that are not in tune. They don't pay attention to the Telegram groups. They're not getting information. They're not even watching your videos when you post them, because, oh, Jharol, you just post too much. I can't handle it. So I had him call. He called me today. He was like, CMB's down, bro. CMB's down. Like, it's over. And I quickly told him, I said, first of all, don't call my phone telling me what's over.
Yeah.
When I'm the one that pays attention to this space every day. You don't. Let me tell you when it's done. Let me see the red flags first. I'll do a video. I'll call you. I'll text you. I'll put it in my Telegram group so that you can get the information. But don't call my phone with the FUD. Don't be my brother and call my phone with FUD, because my brother might get cussed out. I can't cuss out everybody else in the community, but I can be like, yo, go sit down. I can tell him to go sit down somewhere. Right. But all that being said, if a person is worried about that, then take whatever time you need to take to do the research you need to do to feel more comfortable. And if you never get to that place, then this may not be the space for you.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And on it's amazing on my comment section how many people just say things that are factually untrue.
Yeah.
It's like, did you just make this up?
Yeah.
Like, because this is just like coming out of way left field.
Yep. Yep.
And so it's one of those things where some people going into it, they're not gonna be even in the right frame of mind
That's right.
to get started. I personally like to dip my feet in a little bit with a
Yeah.
small investment,
Yep.
watch it, see how it performs, and then, go ahead and get some more. And like I was sharing with you earlier, in some of the platforms, I don't think I'm even going to have to make another investment just because sharing the
It just,
platform, and
oh
they're
yeah.
so generous with their bonuses and
Yep.
their residuals. It's just like, well, I don't
Yep.
really need to put any more
I don't
money
need
into
to,
this because
like,
this
in
thing
any
is
package I
it's
may,
taking off.
yeah, and any package I may
Yeah.
decide to put in is usually coming from a referral commission or something that I've received from sharing it. So I don't have to. I was telling somebody the other day, because people are asking me, hey, how do I buy $20,000 worth of crypto or $50,000 worth of crypto? I'm like, shoot, I don't know, because I've been
Yeah.
earning, I've
It's a
been
lot to
earning
do all at
crypto for
once.
so long and jumping in that way in these different platforms that I haven't had to buy a bulk purchase of crypto like that straight from bank account to a Bitcoin purchase. So there's still stuff that I'm learning on a day-to-day basis. I'm still trying to figure out the different tools that are out there for the crypto friendly. There are cards out there. There are whole banking systems out there for the crypto friendly. I just heard of Club Swan not long ago. Club Swan is an amazing tool. So all that being said, and the trolls, like you said, and this is another thing, and I know I'm kind of segueing to different things, but this is more about the YouTube growth, right? With you being a person that's in Novatech, right? You've probably experienced more growth on your channel talking about Novatech in the last 2-3 months than anything you've ever talked about before.
Yeah. All
And
you gotta say is Novatech and people will
and
click
then it's
on
like,
it.
oh my God, new Novatech video over here, over there. So,
Mhm.
take advantage of that, in the YouTube growth aspect of things. And I always told people, because I was never afraid to run away from bad news. Like, I was
Right.
watching people that, would talk about things like it's the best thing since sliced bread. But then when it goes away, you can't find them anymore. They deleted all their videos, all this stuff. You're not going to get that from me. You know what I'm saying? I've even had people try to tell me to delete my videos because the platform either wasn't doing this or doing that. I'm just like, no, I'm not deleting it because it's a part of my journey. And I was very clear from the start. Like, if platforms are here or if they go away, I'll take the link down. I don't want anybody to, keep on depositing into something that's not here, but it's still a part of the journey. So I'm not going to just completely delete it. This is a legacy thing for me. This is my kids are going to be able to see what enabled me to provide what I've been able to provide for my family and my family's family. So quick little
Yeah,
segment.
and that's one of the things that drew me to your channel, because I am a logical person and I want to hear somebody who makes sense.
Yeah.
Right. I don't, I don't want to go too far on either side of it.
Right.
I don't want to lock myself in my room and be scared to walk out the door because everything's a scam. And I also don't want to be like I don't need to jump around and get excited. Like,
Yep.
things excite me naturally. So
That's
I don't
right.
need to be riled up. I don't need to be, you know what I mean? I don't
That's
need to
right.
be like constantly have somebody trying to emotionally work me
Yeah.
into a frenzy.
Yeah.
I just don't need that. And
That's
so
right.
that's one of the things that really brought me to your channel, is that you're transparent. You
Yep.
say, hey, here's what it is. I'm laying it out for you. I'm not telling you what to do here.
Yeah.
Right. I'm just showing you what I'm doing.
That's right.
And I'm not saying, that it's going to be, forever one way or the other.
That's
Right.
right.
It's just, this is what it is. This is what's happening at the moment. And,
Yep.
I don't know about you, but man, I would rather jump into a platform and get some great benefit out of it for 6 months.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And then to just like be on the fence the whole time. And then when it goes away, now it's too late.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
And so it's just all about risk management. And I love that
That's
you
right.
talk about risk management
Yes. So
on
important.
your channel. It's so important, man. So, and you've already given me some advice here. But many people, and we kind of talked about this a little bit, but I want to go ahead and ask it anyway. Many people already have money by the time they come into various crypto platforms. I had some money when I came into it. what would your advice be to somebody who's just starting out in life, right? Somebody who's clicking on our videos, or they're watching your channel, and maybe they just graduated high school and
Yeah.
they've got like a retail job or something. They
Yeah.
don't have a large sum of money to start with. What would,
Yeah.
but they want to, right? What would your advice be for somebody like that?
Oh man, I would say, because there's a lot of ways to tackle this, right? Because when I first got started, I was in that space, and I wasn't just out of high school, but I wasn't making a whole lot of money, right? I was doing non-emergency transportation. I wasn't making more than $30,000 a year. All right. So
Mhm.
that being said, I would consider myself probably on the lower scale of income as it pertains to my area, right? I live in the DMV.
Right.
You got to
Yeah.
have some money to live here. And I quickly
Mhm.
found that out. So with that being said, I wouldn't say that they should do what I did, right? What I did was every amount of money I made didn't matter. I was blessed. I was living at my parents' house at the time, so I didn't have crazy bills or crazy obligations like that. I don't have any children, didn't have a wife or anything like that at the time. I took everything I had and ignorantly put it in a platform and just continue to get what I could get out of it, right?
Mhm.
And I don't suggest that to the people now, because of course I was ignorant at that time. I didn't understand. It gave me that lesson in hard knocks of this space, though, that
Yeah.
helped shape me who I am. So if that happens to you, then don't feel like you're so far gone that you can't bounce back, but you may just have to do things a little bit different. If you are just getting started and you are in this space, right? And say you can do the minimum deposit in a platform. Say if it's a crypto program and you just got your graduation money, you may have $550 worth of, but that's like all you've got. And then you've got your job, of course, that is going to help you create more money. But I would instantly, if I were you, because I'm in the space, I would instantly start a YouTube channel. And
It's a good
here's why.
idea.
Here's why. Because now you're going to take advantage of attraction marketing. There's going to be people that want information about what you just joined, right? You probably joined it from either me or you or somebody that's already been doing this for a while, and you're just taking your chance. But this is a good opportunity to start leveraging your efforts a little bit, right? And people want to see people that are involved. They don't want to hear from
Yeah.
people that aren't involved. So you already, even at the minimum level, say if it's a minimum of $550, at that minimum level of one package, you are able to share your experience and have instant credibility in the space.
Yes. Yes.
That can change your life. It's changed mine. It's changed yours.
Yeah.
And, success leaves clues. So if you're watching out there and you're like, oh man, I don't know if this is something, start a YouTube channel. You're on your phone right now, right?
Yeah.
I
Yes, I am.
started on my laptop. I told myself I'm not going to buy any of this fancy stuff until YouTube starts paying me, right?
Right. Yeah.
And lo and behold, right? So now we've got a little bit more fancy stuff. But all that being said, if you're in this space and you're already playing, take a little bit more of a leap of faith. Put yourself out there on YouTube. You don't even have to show your face. You can be like Crypto Muscle. Crypto Muscle's out here and he does all the hypes you could ever find in the world, right? That's just his lane. He likes it. He knows people like hypes. They're going to join him, whether, they know they're going to be here for a long time or not. People are going to do it.
Mhm. Sure.
But he puts out his journey. He tells people how much he's deposited and how much he's withdrawn on a day-to-day basis. So if I was that person, which I was, start a YouTube channel, start talking about your experiences, and then just be transparent. All right. We're here to be examples, right? The same way you see us presenting is the same way that you can present. I've had people reach out to me, say, hey, I don't know how to start my channel. I said, watch mine enough. You can say crank that crypto if you want to. You can copy
Yeah.
my whole disclaimer. I don't
Yeah.
care. I really don't. I just want you to, if you can mirror the level of success because of what I'm saying, what I'm doing, it's going to change your life just like it's changed mine. So that's what I would tell that new person. If you're going to jump in here and have a little bit of leap of faith, see it for yourself first, gain a little bit confidence in what's going on, but understanding that, hey, you ain't got too much to lose. You're just getting started. So jump out there and be willing to make a few mistakes. And if you're willing to take that next step and be a pioneer in the space, just continue to be consistent in your information and delivery and take advantage of opportunities quick. Don't sit around on the sideline, because whether it goes good or bad, the quicker you take advantage of something, the quicker you'll understand and learn. And some of those lessons are it's like a rite of passage for a platform to go away on you. So don't run from that. Don't be so scared of a platform going away that it keeps you from starting, because you got to start, and then you got to have a platform go away on you for you to really understand, oh, okay, everything's not perfect, but I can bounce back and I can move forward and feel good about it. So that's what I would say to that new person.
Yeah, and being a link sharer is a cool way to do it.
Yes.
I've been in sales for a long time, man, and I have when it comes to growing and building teams, I had thought, I'm really not that good at that, because I don't take a lot of, like, I could never be a pastor. Like, a pastor is a people person. A pastor who will sit there and loves everybody, takes care of everybody. And I admire that. I admire that quality. But for me, I am more of a no nonsense kind of person. And so becoming a link sharer has reinforced the idea that I can have a team. Right. I can find other people like me. I can find my tribe, so to speak. Right. And so can anybody.
That's right.
Right. If they just get out there and start making those moves. So link sharing is new. For me, it's new. Right. It's a totally new way. Like the old school guys, the multi-level market guys, many of them don't even know the term link sharer. Right. Because they've already had success doing it the old school way that was in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. But now, yeah, man, you can get a list out, you can be a link sharer. And so I'm just getting started in that. And I want to follow in your footsteps. Okay. I know, like, when somebody is the real deal, I can see that. And naturally, I'm going to be a person who's attracted to that in terms of attraction marketing. Okay. So I got 200 subscribers, man. What advice do you have for somebody like me? I've got an assistant who runs my Facebook, runs my what else do I do? LinkedIn, right? And she works 40 hours a week. Man. And so what advice would you have for me or anybody who's trying to grow their social media and get their content out there?
Well, you've already done the first thing, right? And that's just to start. You just gotta, my buddy just said it. You don't have to be great to start, but you got to start to be great.
That's good.
And, with that being said, just getting that first video out there, just having enough confidence to say, hey, I'm gonna put it out there. I don't have to be perfect. I don't have to say everything right. I don't have to look the best. I don't have to have, like, for me, I don't have to have my, my hair looking the best or my facial hair always right for me to put out good information. And I really just latched onto the information. The information is what's most important. So the second thing is to not run away from the bad times. As you've been able to tell, you probably had an uptick in your channel since you've been talking about the little bit of things that have been going on with Novatech, right? Some of the changes and different things of that nature. And when things like that happen, you don't necessarily even have to be the first person to talk about it. You just have to talk about it. They'll work their way around to the information soon enough, because it's something that people are searching for. It's information people are looking for. So the biggest growth periods that I've ever had in my channel are when platforms go away. Because at that point, they may not have been on my team, but they are now looking for information.
Right.
So always go back to the very first platform I was ever in. It was called Watermine, right? And with Watermine, I was not the first person to talk about it. I was not the first person in it. Matter of fact, it was around for 9 months, and I got in on month 6. I started talking about my journey a month before it went away. So, of course, I wasn't getting a whole lot of referrals from my page,
right,
from that. But when it started to dwindle and go away and show its red flags, my channel got extremely popular because, one, I had some skin in the game. 2, I had been sharing my experience for a little bit of time, so they knew I was out here. But 3, I didn't run away when things got bad.
That's good.
I stayed
That's
and I said,
important.
well, you know, this is what I put in, and you know, yes, this is tough and this and that. But you know, I'm gonna just continue to see what's here. And then what that allowed me to do is see some other platforms. And because I was in Watermine and people came and found me for Watermine information, they're like, well, I
Mhm.
like this guy. I like his vibe. I like how he handles this. I was just looking for positive news, or I was just looking for the truth. I was just looking for
Right.
somebody's truth, not any hype. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And like you said, I'm not a guy that needs to be. I don't need you to rile. I don't need you to rile me up. Like
Right.
I can do good. I can do good and bad all by myself, right?
That's right.
But you know, when that was going on, it brought a new demographic to my channel. So every time I was putting out new stuff, it increased the possibility of people seeing it as an option because they had followed me. So a lot of people started their channels in Novatech, right? And I told people, I said, look, are you in Novatech? You should probably talk about it. Are you in what's one of the ones that went away? COTPS was a big one that everyone talks about, right? I was in COTPS. I actually made a good amount of money in COTPS because I didn't trust it.
Yeah.
I didn't put all my trust in it because I had been in the hype space for so long. I knew
Right.
better than that. This looked worse than a hype. The website didn't even look as good as some of the hype websites looked. So when I saw it, I wasn't as impressed, but I knew it worked. So I put my money in, I staked my claim. I had some rules for myself. I said, hey, look, I'm going to put my money in. I'm not going to add anymore until it comes back. Right. So all those
Yeah.
things that I
That's good.
learned throughout the space, and then of course the platforms going away, and then me not running away when they did go away. That's what enabled my channel just to continue to skyrocket. So right now, because we're in this Novatech fuddish period, my channel's going through another skyrocketing period.
Yeah.
Of course, everyone that knows me knows I've been talking about Novatech for a long time, but
Sure.
the people that didn't know me that are now just looking for information, now they're exposed to crypto program, they're exposed to Vortic, they're exposed to all these different PAM account opportunities that we're in
Yeah.
just because Novatech was having an issue and I didn't run away from it. So that's what's going to
Exactly.
happen with you. You know, people are there because you're giving updates on what they're already in, but because they follow you and subscribe to your channel, now they're getting the in on the other things. Most people didn't even know there was other things out there that you could have a level of trust in,
True.
you know? So in exposing them to that, I feel like that's how you may have came across my channel. You were probably a part of something that I was in. You're looking for information, just seeing what's out there. Who can I listen to and not feel like I want to throw a rock through my phone or a computer or something like that?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
Really.
who can I listen to and actually get some value from? And that's just how I've kind of proceeded through this journey. Now we're 17,000 subscribers strong, and growing every day. So
That's
I would
awesome.
just say this: don't be afraid of this. I know I'm not catching that vibe from you at all. I can tell you're a stand up. You know, things go bad. You're like, hey, look, we were prepared for this day because of
Correct.
this, and this. All right. So if you're new here, understand that these are going to be the things that you learn as you continue on and follow this journey. If this is your last stop on the train, you know, God bless you. Have a great night, and maybe we'll see you around another time.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's what I would say. Just start first. Uh, the popular platforms also. There's a little bit of YouTube game out there. If a platform is popular and you're in it, take advantage of that. Take advantage of that. I told my guy, he's in California and he's in Novatech. I said, dude, this is the perfect time for you to start a channel. You're a Californian in Novatech. Like, do you know how
Did
many
he?
Californians are looking for information on
Right.
Novatech right now? All you got to do is share your journey and how you feel about what's going on. You'll have 100 subscribers by the end of the week.
Yeah, and especially if he got his funding back.
Well, he
You
didn't
know what
leave.
I mean? That's
He never left.
yeah.
So
Okay. So he was
some
able
people
to. Yeah.
decided to just stay. You know, they didn't have
Yeah.
to vacate. They just, you know, they put that notice out there that no new members are going to be able to come in. But if you were
That's
already in, like he was, he said, look, I just told him, I said, you can take it from the stance of either way. You can say, hey, I'm a Californian that's deciding to leave and I'm taking my money and we're going to document how long it takes for me to get it. Like you can
right.
start it from that angle. Or you can say, I'm a Californian that believes that Novatech is strong and I had the option to leave, but I decided to stay. And here's why. another
Correct.
angle you can attack, but it's still going to bring in a new demographic of people to your channel. And then of course that person is in crypto program. And because he was able to share with those people a new way, now he's been able to build a residual income through that opportunity.
Absolutely. It's a, man, I love crypto program.
It is so
I'm really
awesome.
excited about that one.
Man, listen, I'm looking at houses that I shouldn't be looking at because
That's right, man. So, Gerald, thank you, man.
yes,
I
of
really
course.
appreciate you coming through. And I just have one last question for you.
Yes.
Okay. When do I get to go to a Commanders game with you, man?
Now, my brother,
when do I get to share the box, man?
I have to get my helmet. But yeah, man,
Yes,
I'd love to do that. And I was telling you, I want to do something for my colleagues. I have a lot of colleagues, not only in this area. There's some things that we're building, like in-person classes and different things of that nature, that I'm really excited about. Kind of teaching people how to really take advantage of not only the space, but how to really get a good intro for people learning crypto and why custodial wallets are important. So to get back on the question, I want to do what I did for my family and get a suite, but I want to do that for my colleagues too. I want to bring everybody in. So I don't know if they have I'll give you a little bit of the specs of what we got, man. We got a 24-seater right there on the 40 for the Cowboys game. And
I know, man, I saw the videos.
And that thing, it was a pretty little penny to do that, but the experience, man. I mean, I got a bunch of Cowboys fans, and those that live in the DMV, you understand that it's a healthy mix here of everything, including Cowboys fans, confused as all get out, but they're right here in DC. And some of them are my friends and my brothers and my colleagues. So to be able to do that for them, and it was my dad's birthday the very next day. And he just likes whatever football team I like. He grew up in Mississippi, so they didn't really have a football team to watch. They were watching the Chiefs and the Steelers and, the guys like that. But since I showed so much love for the Commanders, Washington football, Redskins, that he kind of became a fan with me. And so, having that experience, my father-in-law, everybody. So it's really important to me to do stuff like that. And one day I do believe that I'll be able to have a day like that for my colleagues, and you'll definitely be invited, man. We got to work that out.
That's in my mind, man. That's in my mind. I can almost see it now.
Yeah.
But that experience of being able to do that for your family, being right there on the 40-yard line, having that comfortable, great view.
Yep.
I mean, can you put a price tag on that?
Oh, I can tell you how much it costs, but but the experience.
Yeah,
man, that's a priceless thing. Being able to look across the room and see my buddy in his Cowboys jersey, just like this, but but understanding he's having the time of his life. There's beer, there's food, there's everything you can ask for. There's no drama. It's all people that love and care about each other. We're talking to some of the fans that are cold out there.
Right.
The regular seating, we're like how the other half lives, it just to see their faces. Some of them had never even been to a game before, any kind of professional game. And for their first experience to be on the 40 in a suite, doing it big, for them to come up the special elevators and the escalators that it takes to get to the club level. Like my mother-in-law cried. My father-in-law hadn't been to a Redskins game since they were at RFK, and to be so close, and like he's getting emotional. And I'm like, Pop, relax, man. Let's just enjoy. Don't make me cry, because y'all gonna start crying, and then my tears start watering, and then we all boo-hooing and laughing at the same time. So it's stuff like that, man. I've been able to do a lot of things. I paid for our wedding through the space. Me and my wife we got married during the pandemic, but it was a small family thing. It was somebody's backyard. Really did it low key. But to really give her the wedding of her dreams, men, we don't wake up dreaming about our weddings. That's not really us. That's the woman's thing. They've been dreaming about that since they were their daddy's little princess. And,
man, that's the truth.
And to be able to give her the wedding of her dreams, that she can look back at pictures, and she had the dress of her dreams and the venue of her dreams with the people that really do care about her, not just the people that say they do. She still thanks me for that to this day. And I'm like, you don't gotta thank me. We're in this together. We're a team, you know. So and I tell her all the time, like, we got that done. So let's do some things I like to do now. So I'm gonna
Yeah.
get me a new car sooner or later.
Yeah, man. I hopefully you share it when you do that.
Oh
I'd like
yeah,
to
oh
see
yeah,
what you
yeah,
get.
yeah.
Man. And for all you young guys out there tuning in, listen, man, this isn't money and wealth just for money and wealth's sake,
Yes,
right? You know what I mean? When you get your girl, you want to be able to give her her dream wedding,
that's right.
right? I mean, why not? You want to be able, I mean, I love the story about the football game, man, with
Yeah,
your mother-in-law and your dad and just how much that meant. I
yes,
mean, that's the reason why we do this,
that's right.
right? That's the reason why we're in this. It's not just like greed,
That's
right?
right.
And it's not just like I've had comments of people, well, you're just sharing this to make money. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I'm sharing it to make
They
money,
call
but
us
there's a method to my
commission
madness
junkies.
here.
They call us commission junkies.
Right, right, right. But it's man, it's what it comes down to is
Yeah,
I was also able to do that. Gerald, I was able to buy my mom her dream car.
yeah,
She had told me she wanted this car years ago when I was a teenager. I thought, if I ever make it,
yeah.
I'm going to get her this car. It was a 50th anniversary blue Thunderbird blue. You know what I mean? Just
Yeah,
and I found it and I was able to do it and now it's sitting in her driveway. I
that's
was able to
awesome.
give that to her
That's
and
awesome.
so that's the type of stuff that can come from this.
That's right.
Listen, no risk, no reward,
No
guys.
reward. That's
You know
right.
what I mean? If you take the safe, easy road, you're going to have the safe and easy results, right? And so there's a balance to it.
That's
So
right.
I know you got to get going, but who do you think's going to win the Super Bowl?
Oh man, and I know this is going to be hard. This is going to be a hard choice for me to make, but I'm going with the Eagles.
Yeah,
I'm with the Eagles.
yeah,
It's tough to give them that, but being that we did beat them one time this year, so to beat the eventual Super Bowl champs is a nice little thing to segue into next season. You know,
okay.
for a Commanders fan, we try to
That's
hold on to
absolutely
whatever
right.
wins we can get, man. Whatever wins we can get, we hold on dear. But
Well,
I would love to see Jalen Hurts. I love that guy, man. I love his composure. I love his off the field. I love his on the field. And I watched his adversity. I'm an SEC football fan because my uncle coached in the SEC for a long time at Mississippi State and also Alabama and a few other places. So I'm a big SEC fan. I think they play the best college football in the nation. And to see the adversity he went through in his junior year,
correct.
Tua came in and pretty much biggest game of the year. Tua's not playing great or vice versa, and they had to switch and support each other. You know what I'm saying? There was a changing of the guard where Jalen Hurts was the guy and Tua comes in and kind of takes his job, but he still has to be he has to be professional enough to continue to work on his craft every day, prepare himself like he's going to be the starter. And then when his time came, when it really mattered, he came and showed out. And then, of course, he got his opportunity at Oklahoma the year after, and then he gets drafted. Now look at him; he's in a Super Bowl. And
Yeah.
God bless Tua. I after he took that hit, I was like, he don't need to play football no more.
Yeah, I know what you mean,
So
man.
that so just to see him kind of progress the way he has, I'm rooting for the Eagles. Darius Slay is a guy as a Mississippi State Bulldog. I want to say that my uncle coached him a little while. But there's a lot of people that are on both teams that I'm rooting for, but I think the Eagles are going to take this one.
Well, I think it's definitely going to be a good game. My mind is telling me one thing, and my heart is telling me another thing,
Yeah,
man. It's,
yeah,
it, it's how it is. But the fact of the matter is, you've got one quarterback who was hurt,
yep,
who is now recovered,
yep,
and you've got another quarterback who was fine, but is now got this ankle thing with Patrick
yeah,
Mahomes. So
yep, yep,
it's going to be a great game.
yep,
I know that you're a football guy, man. So I just
yeah.
thought, it'd be a great way to end the stream here. And I look forward to just working with you into the future, man, and to
Yes, sir,
developing
man.
this colleague relationship.
Yes, yes.
So
And I got to talk to you off camera about some things because, that class I mentioned, I think that is something that is going to really bridge the gap for a lot of people that may be new. And it's not going to be us that has to teach them. We just have to get them in the room. And I do believe that if we get some of these people in the room, it can start to shift where they are and how they see this space. They may be just passive players right now, but I feel like if we equip people with the information, it might shape them into some more active players like we are. And of course, that only helps us in the long run as well. So to have a village that's really in tune with the space, and we all move together, right? So we'll talk a little bit more about that off camera, but I'm looking forward to it, man, and I'm looking forward to the journey and rooting you on along the way. If you can get 100 subscribers, you can get 1,000. So I literally told myself that. I said, look, if I can get 100, I can get 1,000. If I can get 1,000, I can get 10,000. So now that I've gotten to 17, I'm sitting here and I'm saying, if I can get 10,000, I can get 50 to 100,000 subscribers, and we can really start changing people's lives through this space. As long as, everything continues to hold up and do what it's doing, and then we'll see what regulation brings in the future for us here in the United States. But exciting time to be alive, man.
Yeah, but hey, man, there's always going to be new things coming out.
That's right.
And there's always going to be a need for this. And once again, guys, just want to say, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice, and I am not your financial advisor. Okay. And we're just a couple of guys who are cranking out that crypto.
That's right.
All right. And Jharol, thank you so much for coming on, man.
Thank you for having me.
All right. And we'll see you on the next one. Take care.